350 is a global climate movement to promote this simple 3-digit number, the most important number on Earth. It represents the safe upper limit for atmospheric carbon dioxide. to promote this simple three-digit number, the most important number on Earth. It represents the safe upper limit for atmospheric carbon dioxide, 350 parts per million, a red line for the planet. Today, we're at 390 parts per million. We need to get back under 350 parts per million. We're seeing the symptoms of this crisis every day. This summer, Pakistan reached a scalding 129 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, across the world, it was the hottest summer on record. This movement is massive, and it continues to build momentum. For the last couple days, there were new 10-10-10 work projects registered on the 350 website every 4 minutes. Today, there were over 7,000 work projects organized in 188 countries. You guys were a part of that. Round of applause for you. Invigorate Vermont's climate action planning.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor Kiss. I'm delighted to be here with Senator Leahy, Congressman Welch, so many great candidates running for the state senate, and all of you. Let's hear it for the 10-10-10 volunteers, and for 350.org. Vermont will help lead the nation and the world out of this mess. I understand that if Vermont doesn't help to lead the world in getting off our addiction to oil and moving to renewable energy as fast as possible, the planet will be unlivable for organisms like us. We don't need any more studies. We need to move on to a renewable energy future. We can and we will do it in Vermont. I think we have an extraordinary economic opportunity. We have a bright manufacturing future as we make the components for the economy that will need lighter cars, wind-powered energy systems, solar-powered energy systems like solar trackers, small hydro, and small biomass. Vermont has led before. We have a choice in this election. We can have a governor who will help us lead again, or we can keep doing the same old, same old. Let's vote for change on November 2nd. Thank you so much.
And coming up next is Senator Patrick Leahy, who's going to share a couple words about raising the bar for climate action in Washington, D.C.
One of the first things that Marcel and I checked when we came here whether the solar bus was working. And I was relieved to hear that it's stored up enough from the days we've already had. And it's actually a pretty interesting device. I visited before, and I'm glad to see it. You're going to find after this fall's elections, there's going to be those who are going to try to attack EPA's ability to address climate change. Without polling Senator Sanders and Congressman Welch back there, I think it's fair to say the 3 members of the Vermont congressional delegation will fight any attempt to roll back the ability of EPA to address climate change. So you don't need a long speech. You know these issues as well as I. Let us continue on it. Look at the children who are here today. Let's hear it for them. Many of them are the age of our grandchildren. If you'd like to see pictures of my grandchildren, I happen to have 150 of my BlackBerry. But we have to do it for our children. We do it not just for ourselves, but our children and our children's children. Because we will not have the world we grew up in if we don't. The time is fast changing. Many would say it's changed too much. So thank you for what you're doing with 350.org. Keep your beautiful voice singing for this and inspiring us. And thank you all for being here.
About 10 days after the BP oil spill, I went down with a group of members from the Energy and Commerce Committee to take a look at what had happened. It was one of the saddest experiences of my life. We don't want that to happen. We want to protect our environment. So we have this magnificent lake and this view that we have here from Battery Park. You know, we know that if we continue to pollute the planet, we won't have the planet. But there's another reason. It's what Patrick was talking about with the children. We've got to change, and that's what you know. The young people in this country have taken on the challenge of environmental responsibility, much like previous generation took on the challenge of civil rights. And I applaud each and every one of you for that commitment. And Bernie and Patrick and Mayor Kiss and Peter Shumlin and I can do nothing without you doing the work that you've been doing every day. We are part of it. We work for you. And with you, we can get good things done, and Vermont can continue to lead the way. Thank you very much.
I got a little memo here. We've got so many kids who are ready to get to work that they want to stand up here and promote this 350 message. And as they're getting set up, I'm going to invite Senator Bernie Sanders to come and take the mic and share a few words about how he'll be raising the bar for climate action in Washington, D.C.
Thank you all very much for being here, and let me add my voice of appreciation to the extraordinary work that Bill McKibben and 350.org has done. What Bill and this organization is doing is not only something that makes Vermont proud, because Bill is teaching in Middlebury. It's not only something that is of enormous importance to the United States of America, but it is of enormous importance to the world. Thank you very much for what you're doing. What we are talking about is not only saving the planet by cutting back on greenhouse gas emissions, it is also doing what has been talked about for decades but not yet done. And that is to finally break our dependence on fossil fuel and oil from Saudi Arabia and other countries around the world. I was in Saudi Arabia a number of years ago, and trust me, the royal family of Saudi Arabia does not need any more money from Vermont or the United States of America. They are doing just fine. We are spending, I see the signs 350, we're spending $350 billion a year importing oil from other countries. Think of what we could do in this nation if we just use even half of that money transforming our energy system, moving to energy efficiency, moving to sustainable energy, and that is what we've got to do. And not only is this whole effort enormously important in terms of saving the planet for these kids, not only is it important for energy independence and making sure that we never again get involved in wars like Iraq that are fought for oil. But also, I want you to think about that in the midst of this severe recession, where 16% of our people are unemployed, underemployed, or have given up looking for work, think about the millions of new jobs that we create as we stop importing oil but move to solar, building solar plants in Vermont and in America, having people install those solar plants, moving to wind, moving to geothermal, moving to biomass, recreating our transportation system so that we are no longer the only nation in the industrialized world without high-speed rail. We have the opportunity not only to cut greenhouse gas emissions, not only to clean up the environment, but use the transformation of our energy system as a real major effort to create the millions of jobs we need to take us out of this recession. But I'm more proud of the grassroots effort. We have town committees in dozens and dozens of towns in the state that are preparing to transform their own towns. And that's what it's about. From the grassroots effort to Washington, D.C., now is the time to transform our energy system. Let's go forward together. Thank you very much.
I work on the 350 global social media team. You know, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Flickr, the YouTube. I volunteer locally. This is my heart and soul. This is where I get the passion. But I want to bring a message, because I've been in front of a laptop all day, you know, since you know, the sun was rising, you know, in New Zealand, you know, and I was looking and at 7,000, you know, you've heard that number before, 7,000. Over 7,000 people marched in Istanbul. That's one person for every event across the entire planet in 188 countries. Every single event, you know, in every real country you can imagine, I think two are missing, and one of them is North Korea. They all have a message for everyone here today, and that is, we are not alone. The planet is determined to keep fighting until the day when we win this war. Until we get a safe climate, until we get back to what number? What number is the most important number in the world? I think I forgot it. Righteous. So now we're going to take that, we're going to do a group photo, and there's going to be someone on a megaphone to give a little more clear instructions. But we're going to head back to that bus, and maybe the awesome kids here could lead the charge. We're going to go, we're going to circle it. There's wind, there's solar, there's heroes in every one of us here, and we're going to take a big photo. We're going to send it back all across the world. It's going to be on the 350.org homepage, and it's going to be something we can remember as a torch of light, that we know that we're all in this together, and that we're all in this for all the great work ahead. Let's party, let's smile, let's be the enthusiastic folks we were waiting for, and let's keep this going. Thank you.
Is the bus powering this?
Yeah.
So cool. I'm trying to figure out where, or is it just going to be 350 with people and then the bus behind it?
You are so beautiful. You want your face, you want to be able to see Damir, our photographer. You're beautiful, I love those smiles. That's great. Okay, yes, that sign can go high. Oh my God. We've got some crazies on top of the solar bus.
I like it.
Can you see the solar bus logo? Can you see? Wait. Okay.
Let's see.
Where do you want this 350 banner? So Gary, on top, be sure to put it down next to your closed windows, over a little bit to your right. Thank you all. You're being very patient.
Can you just move over a little bit?
Yes, which way? Left or right? Just be happy we didn't go with the human 350. That takes about an hour. So,
this side still needs to push in this way.
Okay.
So get cozy, get cozy.
Get cozy. It's the new Earth community. It's completely what it's all about. Supporting each other, taking care of each other. Will you guys be careful on top of that? Oh my God. Okay, so one last thing.
This little corner right
This
there.
corner needs to come in. Oh, is everybody paying attention on top of that bus? Okay, and yes, those people hanging out the windows, you want to be hanging out the windows crazy. Like, you know, you're on the magical mystery tour. Okay, so,
yeah, I know, take another one.
I want want everybody to be so excited because you really are the New Earth community, and it is us working together, and we are psyched. Okay, happiness. In your most incredible poise. Oh, sorry.
Wait, one second. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
In about 2 seconds, we are going to be so incredibly still. And it's not, sweetheart, do you need some help? Oh, okay. We can fix that. We can fix that. Okay, in 2 seconds, this is good because you needed a little more time. I mean, that's not good. We're going to be very, very still. You can make sounds, but you need to be really perfectly still. So, my master photographers here will tell me what to do in just a second. Breathe. So still.
I like it. Okay, now this is where you know, that senior portrait moment, that family portrait moment, that beautiful picture with your family, friends. That's what I want to see. The pearly whites.
Pearly whites.
Ready?
And still.
And smile.